Hello, I'm by names of Frederick Dusaimana. I'm together with Janine Niwemucho and Ivan Mutabazi. We are working as a group, working on a project called Culture Dinner Party under the goal Confront Culture. While working on this project, everyone was supposed to work on 2 food menus and work on one culture that he chose or she chose. So for me, I have worked on Trinity Portrait and I have also worked on Hawaiian Poi. So starting with me, allow me to talk about the 2 menus or food menus that I have worked on. I would like to start with Trinity Portrait. First of all, a portrait is an apparent ceremonial feast that is used to celebrate an event. It is used to be done in the Northwest, that's near Alaska and North America and India. So those countries are the ones where portrait or the other ceremony was used to take place. Then you may ask me where this ceremony or this event came from. This event originated from the people we call Trinity tribe. This Trinity tribe, they are from northwest of India. This Trinity tribe used to host such event, bringing people together for different reasons. And among reasons that would make them to be together to celebrate this include piercing of ears of noble people or noble children, and also fun and also other memorial events. And some of you may be having curiosity of how the event was prepared, what were being done during the event or the ceremony. During the ceremony, first of all, food were shared among different people. People come together, gather together and share food. And fish and meat were the most food that were shared during this ceremony. So fish and meat were there because these people are living near coast and they are like fishermongers and fishermen because they used to live near coast of oceans. Then, because food take a big part in their comes or the guests should be given plenty of food, then the remaining food or the excess of food is given or is packed and given to elders, and the excess is given also to guests so as to show that the host of the event is generous, the generosity of the host. Then this stringent portrait, it brings people and they share food together and it shows the sign of wealth and generosity. This is the sign that comes from this event. So the second food menu that I worked on is the one we call Hawaiian Poi. Hawaiian Poi, of course, it is for Hawaiian people. Those Hawaiian people are those from Hawaii. They are the ones that are used to do this because most of the time they bring food called coming from tallow roots. Tallow roots are mixed with water until they become like a paste. When it becomes a paste, they are put into a bowl and people would bring their hands and fingers, I mean the index finger, they put it to the bowl, and this is a sign of purity. They use that, they use fingers to show that there is purity. So this one is also has an origin from the main god called the sun, the god of the sun, and people keep on celebrating this as an historical culture that has been taking place from time ago. Then the other food logo that I worked on, or the culture that I chose to work on, is the one we call Umuganura. Umuganura is a culture that is used to take place here in Rwanda. And taking place in Rwanda, people would come together and taste the fruits from their yield, the first fruit from the yield. That's why it originates from the verb called kuganuza or kuganula in Kinyarwanda. Then the kuganura means that they have to test fruit from their first yield, meaning that if you want to eat from your harvest, people or old people should first of all test what you have yielded. Then during that, people had to bring together different food, different drinks, mainly traditional ones called ichigaji and urwagwa. They sit together and share those things that they have that originated from their yield. Thereafter, people keeps on taking food from what they have gathered or what they have got from harvesting. So this is all about the three things that I worked on. Unless there is someone who may have a question relating to what I have discussed on or the findings from research. Thank you. I may welcome questions from you.
Okay. Yes, Frederick. Sorry, can I go first?
Yes.
So I have a question about what you said on the food called porridge. So I'm curious to know the countries that are still using that food, that menu.
Okay, great. That is a good question, Janine. Of course, this one is historical, but it kept taking place in different countries. For example, in northwestern part and one part of America as well as the other part of India, they keep on celebrating this. They keep gathering people for different events and share food called porridge. So it is still taking place in these days. Stephen,
Yes,
Ivan?
me too. I have a question. So you have said I have really liked the event called the Muganura. Really so amazing. But my question is, do Muganura event still exist?
Yes, that's a good question. Most of the time, if we look at Rwanda, Rwanda still have some things that comes from history or tradition. That's why Umuganura also still taking place. When there is people finish harvesting their products, they take one day of gathering people together, then they share what they have gained. So the Umuganura takes place and is celebrated on the national level. So I think this about questions you were asking me. Mr. Ivan, you can go on sharing with us what you have gathered in your research.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Frederick, for your great discussion. I'm Stephen Tawazi, and my role was to research about Japanese rice, targeting at football games, and also I managed to conduct a research about one of our cultures in Rwanda, which is known as eating ubunyano, which is mainly done while naming a child. So allow me to start with Japanese rice, which I found that in Japan, rice is more than food. It means a lot. So the reason is that it is not normal to find people who eat rice more than once a day, which makes many people wondering about it and consider it not normal. So like this medical told in 2008 to say that rice is more than food. It is believed that rice have been grown in Japan 2,000 years ago, and rice has to appear on each Japanese meal known as gohan. So this means that without rice, you are considered, when you are in Japan, you are considered as someone without anything to eat. So historically, people in Japan could give rice to soldiers in the battle, as they get Japan traditional support to motivate them to win the battle. And also, Japanese rice was so important that it served as a currency in feudal Japan. So this culture of this culture brought positive impact to Japanese society, of course. And due to how Japanese used to plant rice in the same time, this made them living in clustered together houses, which strengthened their unity because they were depending on one another. So I analyzed also tailgating at football games, which is a culture really amazing and fruitful. That's how I found it. So tailgating is the activity. You can ask me how is it? It is an activity which is much known in America, specifically in the college of football games, where fans share food and drinks around where a football game has taken place. In this event, people interact and share drinks and eat together with others by exchanging different ideas, of course. So tailgating also had the positive impact on the side of football teams, like where in 2012 said that it is not simply a party, but instead studies show that tailgaters contribute to team's victory and even its brand, while tailgating those football for colleges. So this event plays a big role in the society. Its importance is that on the side of a team and on the side of those who are tailgating, you see when they are tailgating, they're exchanging ideas. So Shell said that tailgaters do whatever possible and serve their fellow tailgaters who are not financially stable. So he considers us creating a sense of community and of belonging. So you see this event is very important. So allow me to end this discussion by my discussion by discussing on our home culture, eating ubunyano.
But Stephen, before
Yes.
you go on the culture that you have worked on, I'm having a question about Japanese rice that you talked about. You've said that Japanese rice can acted, or maybe it is still acting, but you said that it acted as money. How? I do not believe how rice that we eat every day, rice we use in our daily life can work as money. Yeah.
So this is really a good question. So this was very possible. So in order to use it as a currency, like some people use it to, you can, for instance, you can bring a bag of beans, then I give you a bag of rice. The taxes in those ways. So they can tell you that you have the taxes like this amount, and if you don't have such amount of money, you can tell them that you have rice there and they give it value, then you pay the rice instead of paying cash.
Oh, that is understandable. Yeah, by now I can understand it. Janine, don't you have any question to ask Stephen before he goes on with the culture that he worked on?
Yeah, so in your discussion about the food menus, I heard you saying the word gohan, if I remember well. So I'm curious to know about the, the meaning of, because that word sounds weird, if I can say.
Okay. Also, gohan, this means that when you can cook food in Japan. So you are cooking like a variety of food. Then when you add rice, when you add that Japanese rice to every meal you are going to take, that meal is called now gohan.
Oh, yeah. Even here in Rwanda, if I'm adding rice to other food, I may call it guhan, or it is called guhan when I'm in Japan only.
So if a Japanese friend is you eating such a meal, he will say that you are taking guhan.
I most of the time take guhan because I like rice. That's I heard it. Okay, you can go on with the culture that you have worked on.
Okay, so talking about how I made a research about our home culture called eating ubunyano. So Eating umnyano is a Rwandan traditional culture event which is done 8 days after a baby is born. So I did this research about this culture of eating umnyano by interviewing already people about this event. So, but I didn't ignore younger people. No, that's not what I wanted to mean. I asked them what they understand by eating umnyano, those younger people, where I found that only a quarter of them was wrong, which means that this culture is popular. Even younger people, they know about this. So the first thing you have to know, as it was targeting children between 3 to 10 people, to 10 years old people. And this event is done by giving plot to children, considering the power level of every child, and head in home garden to cultivate. So after, they are given food on large traditional plate, and food made up of beans and vegetables in the shape of small balls. So they put it on banana leaves. Then children are also given what to eat, such as like bread and the other things to drink, such as milk. So none is allowed to wash hands and leave the house before naming a baby born. So you have to give out a name to a newborn before you wash your hands and leave that place. So the word unyano comes from the verb excrete, what is that form of to what baby creates. So that's all about eating yam and what others are done. Thank you. Come
Stephen,
and tell us more.
Stephen, before we're coming,
Yes,
Janine, I have another question about eating bunyano. You know, while I was
Sure.
while I was having a trip researching on umuganura, I heard kids talking about kurya ubunyano, and they were saying, my grandmother told me that eating ubunyano, they mix food with the faces or what children has excreted. Is it true, or it is just a sign of showing? Try to give me a clear picture on that.
No, that's not right. It's just food. They prepare food, but they cook it in that form of small balls. It's not true. It's just food. And naming someone a name to everyone is very important. It's your identity. And that's why they have to bring together those children, but it's not true. It's just food.
And who decides the name to give to the child?
Okay. All children gathered there, they have right, and it is a must to provide the name. But the parents, the mother and the father, they sit together, analyze names, they relate them to what they were suggesting, and the parents are the ones to decide the name.
That's great. Oh, thank you, Mr. Ivan, for a great discussion. You really gave us a clear picture. You really gave us a memorable discussion on what you've researched on. So allow me to give a floor to Janine to share with us what she has researched.
I'm by the names of Janine and Remucho, and I was also able to make a research on the two food menus. So the food menus that I was supposed to work on was one of them was Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine, and also the second one was Hindu wedding food. Yeah. So starting with the Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine, this is the food for its origin is for the people from Germany and Switzerland. Yeah, those are the people who, it was made by the people who originated from Germany and Switzerland. So Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine is comprised with different foods that some of those foods, they are pot pie. Another food is there are pot pie. There are also whiskey pies. So it includes many foods. It includes many foods. So about the rituals that is used to, or the traditions that is that those foods are used in this Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine, there's this event called Shrove Tuesday. The Shrove Tuesday is the Shroves. I don't know. Are you guys getting me? I can see that I have internet issues.
Yes, we are getting
Okay.
you. We are getting you. Continue. Yeah, go on.
So I was talking about the occasion or the tradition where those Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine is used, which is called Shrove Tuesday. That Shrove Tuesday is the Shrove Tuesday is used is the Tuesday before the Wednesday of Ash. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Wednesday of Ash. Those are that Wednesday where for the Christians they put the ash on their forehead. Yeah, so the Tuesday before that Wednesday, it's called Shrove Tuesday, and that occasion they used to use Pennsylvanian food cuisine, yeah, to celebrate it. Continuing with the food, I forgot to tell you about that pot pie, which is one of the food of Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine. The pot pie is made out from the leftovers, but it is delicious. The fact that it's from the leftovers doesn't take away its deliciousness. It's still delicious even though it's from the leftovers. So going on with it's likely to say that the Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine is for the Amish people. Yes, but it was proven that Amish people are not the only one who consume the Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine, because Amish people, in the population that consumes Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine, Amish people they are only 5% of the population that made up the Pennsylvanian Dutch population. So it doesn't mean that Pennsylvanian Dutch food is only consumed it's only for the Amish people. It's not like everyone can consume it, even you guys, because according to what I've read, it's delicious. So going on with the second food menu I've worked on, it's Hindu wedding food. So Hindu wedding food, I've managed to search on rice. Rice is the food that is used in Hindu wedding. Yeah. So rice is used in the wedding ceremony of Indians, of Hindi weddings. So the way it is used, the bride to take the rice and throw it behind her. Yeah, while other women are holding their scarves. And this is a symbol, it symbolizes that she is leaving blessings to her family. Yeah, even though they will be apart from each other, but it means that she's leaving blessings, happiness, and other good wishes to her family. So there's another ritual where rice is used. There's this game in the Hindu wedding where the 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 bride and the bridegroom they play a game and they throw at each other rices, and yeah, and the winner is the one who thrown much rice than the other one. Yeah, so in short, the rice symbolize happiness or blessings when it's used in that ritual of throwing it backward of the bride. and it is also used in those games in the Hindu wedding, as I've told you. So they both food, they have similarities and differences uh, because they are both used in their regions, both Pennsylvanian Dutch cuisine and also rices, Hindu wedding foods. Yeah, they are all respected by their users. Yeah, they have a lot of similarities. So the difference about those foods is that the ceremonies that both foods are used in are different because as I've told you, this one, the rice is used in the wedding of Hindu, while the Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine is used in different occasions or traditions like Shrove Tuesday, as I've been saying. So going on with my discussion, I've also managed to work on to do the research on our home culture event. So I've searched on the event called Kwinegura event. Yeah. So it is a random culture event which takes place in like after the big event. The next day, it can be the next day or, maybe a few days later after the big event, but it is meant for assessing how the big event has occurred. For instance, let's say maybe my father had this anniversary of maybe 50 years, and then after that birthday, we will do the Quinegura event to assess how my father's birthday has gone, like what went wrong, what went right, so as to correct in the future events, to correct those things that didn't go well. Yeah, it's basically that reason that Quinegura event is meant for. So in Quinegura event, those people who contributed in the big event, they sit together and they share some drinks. Like since it's a traditional event, they used to use the traditional drinks like ikigage, urwagwa, and other drinks which were traditional. But as technology is improving and the culture diversity, so in Quinegura event nowadays, they are using the modern drinks like soda and wines, yeah, even other industrial drinks, but they rarely use the traditional drinks because, as you know, this world has been modernized, if I can say. So I think that's all about my discussions. Unless you have questions, can finish.
Yeah, thank you, Janine, for your good presentation. You've talked a lot about Pennsylvania's Dutch cuisine. You've talked about Hindu rice and Hindu food and mostly rice. You've talked about rice. We never know that rice is of a great importance. That it was even used in marriage ceremonies as a sign of good wishes, signs of everything that is happiness and others.
Mm.
So the question that I have is about the culture that you worked on, the
Okay.
Quinegura. I could say that during Quinegura, organizers of the big event or people who took part, they sit together and share and food, and they see how well the party or the event was and what they can change. But the question I have, can't it happen that people, because they know that at the end of the big event, they will sit together and share foods and drinks, and during the big event, they give guests few of them and keep others so that they share it at the end when they are in the Quinegura party or the Quinegula event? That's the first question. Can you have a friend help me get more information about that?
Well, thanks for asking. So that question, yeah, it makes sense, but there is no worries that the big event, because everyone who organized the event strive for making the event go well. So there is no way that they can serve the few drinks so that they get others, because they contribute they contribute for what they will be using in Kwinegura event. And sometimes those big events, the leftovers, the left drinks are the one used in Kwinegura, but they basically contribute for the Kwinegura. The things to be used in the big event are apart from the ones used in the Kwinegura event. So they are not mixed. It's not like the things that will be left, they will be the ones used in Kwinegura event. I think I answered.
This, this is to mean that they first of all make guests satisfied,
Exactly.
and they go last and see how well the party was.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is good, and we've had good discussions. We have learned a lot. Of course, we have shared 6 food menu plus 3 cultures that we've worked on. We all have knowledge and understanding about all of them. Of course,